Right, hello everyone. I've thought I'd do another little video today just to show people how to make fiberglass stuff. Might be of use for making small bits of GT40 or repairing stuff, or just really out of interest. Okay, so a few things that you need. First of all, need some wax, what is essentially an emulsion roller, but it needs to have the blue stripe in it, which is solvent, for use with solvents. A roller for rolling the resin into all of the nooks and crannies of the part when you've laid it up. Some plastic mould release wedges. You can make them out of wood, but these plastic ones are way better in my opinion. Something to stir the resin with. In this case, these are little wooden tongue depressors. Resin brush, bit of plasticine, latex gloves, pot of resin, pot of gel coat, which is like thick resin. Importantly, a pot of acetone for cleaning the tools with afterwards, and catalyst or hardener, and of course a mould, something to make from. So this is the part that comes out of the mould. As you can see, I rushed this one and it didn't come out very well, so I'm going to remake it. So essentially with fiberglass in, you're making things back to front. So you're making the outer, you're putting in the outer layer first and then working the inner layers on top of that until it's cured, and then with the mould wedges you can hook it under the part because it does grip quite hard, and flip it out. So this little video first of all is just going to show you the first stages of it, which is doing the gel coat, and then we'll let it cure, and then later on, or maybe tomorrow, I'll finish laying it up. Oh, and of course, not forgetting, you need some fiberglass mat. If you need help sourcing any of these materials, then drop us a line. If it's only a little bit of stuff, then I can probably help out. If you want a bigger project, I can supply you with some suppliers' details, no problem. Leave some comments in the bottom if you need to. I'll try and answer them. So first step, as this is a mould that's been used before, it just needs topping up with wax. If it was a new mould, we'd probably be doing 5 or 6 layers of wax first. But on this case, just one. And with a bit of mutton cloth, buff the mould up. And that's all you need to do in order to get a release off of it. This is a mould that's been, this is actually a GT40 original door top bubble, Gurney Bubble they call them. It's been used a few times. We've moulded off an original car. So there's just a little nick in this top corner here. Best thing to do with little bits of damage to any mould, or if you want to put like on a sharp corner, you want to put a little fillet in there so that the gel coat and mat more easily follows the shape of the mould, because they tend to break if you try and stick them into sharp corners. Use a little bit of plasticine. In this case, smooth it in with the finger. If you're trying to get a neat fillet in a corner, you can use a filleting tool. That's the mould prepped for the next stage, which is putting in the gel coat. I'm going to pigment this resin. I've got a little bit of white pigment. Just mix it in. Don't need very much. Then add catalyst. So with gel coat you want about 2%. You can definitely under catalyse gel and resin. You can't really over catalyse it. So if you want to go a bit more than 2%, that's fine. The only real issue with over catalysing it is it might go off a bit quick. So if you're doing a big project, like a bit of bodywork or something, chances are the gel will go off before you finish the job. And a little item like this, it's only going to take a couple of seconds to do. And literally just paint it in. Be quite generous with it, doesn't matter too much if it's a bit brush strokes and whatever you don't show through. Notice it's a bit sort of wishy-washy. Doesn't matter because we'll put a second layer on once that's cured, and that'll make the colour a bit more solid. And we pigment the resin as well in the back of it, so it's got the colour all the way through the layout, and that get rid of any of that wishy-washiness. So that is it. That will now take a couple of hours to cure. You'll know it's cured when it's not wet, but it's still tacky. And it's at that stage we can put another layer of gel on. We'll let that cure before we start looking at putting the fiberglass itself in it. Final point is, after this, wash the brush out in in acetone. Thoroughly wash it out, and then leave it in the acetone. That'll prevent the resin, or the gel coat in this case, from clogging up the brush, and you can reuse the brush again.